If you grew up broke, you probably spent a lot of time wishing for more. More money, more freedom, more stuff, just more. But as you get older, you start to realize that some of the things you did have were actually pretty rare. Priceless even. While you're focused on the day-to-day grind of making those Benjamins to pay for food and housing and all the other trappings of adulthood, it's valuable to take time to reflect on the non-monetary treasures from that broke childhood of yours that you might have forgotten about. Here are 9 major benefits from growing up broke. Sure, there are no yacht or summer home or those coveted Gerbeau jeans that all of us Gen Xers and Millennials or Xennials of a certain age wanted more than anything back in the day. But it's those little things that in hindsight were everything. They're luxuries of a different kind. Number 1, a close-knit family. If your family didn't have much, you might have had something money can't buy instead, and that's closeness. Smaller homes, fewer distractions, shared struggles meant you had to lean on each other. You ate meals at home together and you shared bedrooms with siblings, and yeah, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, but there's a bond there, a sense of us against the world. And that's a luxury that wealthier families, with all their space and separate schedules full of a gazillion activities, don't always get. You may have been poor in money, but you were rich in love. Aww. Number 2, a supportive community. Broke parents often need to rely on the community around them, and growing up as a kid without money meant that your neighborhood was your safety net. Whether it was playing sports in the local park with other local kids, going to church down the street, or just someone's mom watching everyone after school, you knew the value of community. People showed up for each other. You weren't just raising kids in a household, you were raising them in a village. Number 3, face value friendships. Childhood friendships when you're broke are beautiful and simple. There's no status, no networking, no competition. You spotted that kid on the swing set, went up and asked them, "You want to play tag?" and boom, new best friend. They were there, and that was what was most important. That kind of pure, vulnerable, no agenda connection can be really hard to come by. Number 4, siblings as best friends. If you had siblings, they were often your ride or die. Sure, you fought at home, and you fought hard, but step outside the house and suddenly you were a united front. Someone spoke ill of your brother? Yeah, they're gonna have to take that up with you as well. There's a kind of loyalty and shared language that only comes from weathering the same storm under the same roof with the same busted TV remote. Growing up together in hard circumstances creates an unmatched bond between siblings, even if it is a trauma bond. Number 5, resilience and tenacity. When you grow up without resources, you quickly learn how to get scrappy and creative. You have to when you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth to help you navigate the world. Growing up broke teaches you how to hustle, how to adapt, how to problem solve, and perhaps most important of all, how to keep going when things don't go your way. You develop a kind of resourcefulness, and that resilience isn't just a trait, it's a learned superpower. It's grit, and it sticks with you for life. Number 6, gratitude. Now, I grew up the Andrea Zuckerman from 90210 of my school, one of a tiny handful of poor kids who got to go to the richest school in the state. And when I tell you my classmates had everything and appreciated none of it, and were miserable because of it, by the way, well, I cannot stress enough that I am not exaggerating. When you've gone without, you never forget how sweet it is to have even a little. So you appreciate things like meals and working heat, a roof over your head, all the stuff most people barely notice. People from poor families know how hard things can be, and remembering where you came from helps you stay grateful, both for what you have now and what you had as a child. Number 7, simplicity and freedom. When you're broke, life is often pretty simple, which is completely different from easy. But a lot of things that make rich people's lives messy pass you right on by. There are no inheritances to fight over, no business succession plans to create, no reputations to uphold, no expectations that you'd follow in your parents' business footsteps. Life was about keeping the lights on, making sure bellies were full, and hopefully doing better than the generation before you. And with that comes a certain freedom to try, to fail, and to discover who you really are. Take it from one who's witnessed it. That's a luxury a lot of rich kids don't get. It's part of why they're usually kind of miserable. Number 8, multi-generational relationships. In a lot of broke households, everyone's included. Grandma, uncles, second cousins twice removed, your niece's boyfriend's brother's dog, doesn't matter. If there's food and space, everyone pulls up a chair. Everyone was included. Those family gatherings may have been chaotic and crowded and loud, but they were also absolutely sacred. That sense of connection and deep-rooted lineage is something money can't remotely buy, and it's something a lot of people miss out on. Number 9, sincere relationships. Yes, I said what I said, not that rich people aren't capable of genuine connections, because of course that's not true. But when you grow up without resources and status, and no assets, whether literal or figurative, to protect, you tend to look at who people really are. You look for genuine connection and you see people for their true selves. And you're able to really explore human relationships and learn how they actually work. And in a world where relationships can feel ever more transactional, that wholehearted kind of innocent love is pretty rare. So yeah, you may not have grown up with money, but if you grew up broke, you grew up with things some people never experience. Things like connection, gratitude, resilience, and grit. And there's a whole lot of wealth there. You might even call them luxuries. So which of these kind of luxuries did you grow up with? And which ones do you still carry with you? Let us know in the comments. And if this hit home, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with someone else who grew up broke but rich in the ways that count. Thanks for watching YourTango, and we'll see you next time.